Hi, I'm Dina decentart.com, and we are here at the Great Satilla Preserve with Tim Gentry, and we are in the middle of our outdoor series, and we are fixing to tour the beautiful Cedar Town Garden. So, Tim, what inspired you to make this garden out here at the Great Satilla Preserve?
Well, I have some time on my hands. I'm in the mortgage business, so
Uh-huh.
it's a digital business now. So I get to work outside and talk on the phone. But I'm a '70s kid, and I saw Karate Kid in the early '80s, and Mr. Miyagi had this backyard that was so cool, and it had all this intricate things. So I don't know. I just started doing little projects and started here with the chickens. So these are the chickens. This is a chicken coop that was built by the Amish. I had it ordered and delivered.
So, tell me a little bit about your chickens.
Um, that's Rooster. That's the boys call him Willie Nelson. And
Uh-huh.
then it's the rest of the hens. It's got an automatic door, and they closes and opens at a certain time. You know, I actually just had the coop here for a while. Then we started worrying about predators, so we put the fence up, and then things just kept adding on as we went. Brody is my homeschooler. He's 16.
Yeah.
This is more him and his mom's project. You know, they get eggs every morning. And Brody's responsible for taking care of things, so the eggs are usually right here. In fact, there's a
Oh, there's a
him laying
little
on one right now.
chicken.
Yep. So it's good timing, I guess.
And then this is a little,
Yeah, we had a couple babies, so this is if they're babies that come in, they start
yeah,
them here, and it's got heat lamps and stuff, so
that's
keep them safe,
awesome.
and then move them, of course, to the main coop.
Okay. And so you had all these pavers laid, and this, I mean, this just really, with the paths and the pavers, this really makes the garden because it gives each space like an individual space.
Yeah, I knew I was going to do the four planters, raised bed planters, and
Uh-huh.
I got the deer proof, not knowing I was going to do the fence, but I started thinking, I was like, I don't really want to come out here with mud and all that, so I had some pavers put in, and I actually, I drew it out before I had them built,
Uh-huh.
and then I also ran water under so that I could get to my fountain, because trying to fill it up all the time is aggravating, so I have it on timers.
And so now we're going over to your garden, and you have several of these garden beds here in this area. So tell me a little bit about the garden.
So I bought raised bed planters,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't have a fence yet, so I got the deer proof ones, and they were cedar, like everything, because I knew they'd last a while. So um, we stained them and then did a um, distress look. I had the painter; he's here 3 days a week, so it's like Disney World, constantly painting.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if you can see it in the camera,
can,
but
yeah.
distressed each little board, different places to look like it's been here 15 years.
Yeah, this looks great.
Yep.
And then in the raised beds, you have soaking hoses.
Yeah, I didn't. If I missed a day, I wanted to be able to have timers come on and keep the water. So
And I'm
anyway,
noticing all the little lights too.
yeah, it
the-
got some different lights, and then
solar
all the
power.
gnomes. I have 2 or 3 gnomes in each planter.
Yeah.
Most of them are drinking. So but they're all solar, and they light up, and they're really cool at night.
Let's move right on over to the dining room. Here we have a large table, big family.
Yeah, we have 3 boys, and then my oldest son is getting married, so we have now a daughter-in-law, which
Okay.
helped me with the gnome village. But yeah, this is a teak wood because wanted it outside. At your advice, waiting to stain it, letting
Yeah.
it gray, get older. When I drew this place up, I wanted to have some symmetry, so I did 4 lights and wanted to be consistent because our home has these lights, and then the shed has the lights that match. And I like how they age. And it gave each planter its own light.
So these are copper,
yeah.
actually, and
Yeah,
I think they'll
correct.
probably patina onto that blue-green
Yep,
color.
they're
of
headed
these
there.
three.
Yep,
Yeah, these are beautiful.
take a while.
Yeah. So let's go talk about this incredible fountain.
Yeah, it's an Italian fountain. I like the look of it. Wanted it to be my centerpiece.
So this is an incredible piece. I love the metal
Yeah,
details here.
yeah. I'm
Uh,
constantly putting rust proof and stuff on there too because I don't.
really?
Yeah, I don't want it to.
Salt air.
Yeah, that's right. So
So, and then we've got all the plants around and then the solar lights in the plants.
yeah, every light on the property has a little solar lamp that are. In fact, I think I could show you. They're basically these. You can get them online, and they're.
Uh-huh.
They charge all day, but they do a good job of keeping it kind of soft.
So where are you getting those from? Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon, man. Hit a
Amazon?
button. So,
We all love Amazon.
yeah,
So
I
you
just
just,
ask it,
you just never know which ones are going to work out best.
yeah,
Fine.
yeah, yeah. And then I got some little gnomes. I try not to get too whimsical, with the
Oh my
gnomes,
God, I
but
see them.
the
Yeah.
gnomes are kind of cool.
Yeah, they are
Yeah,
cool.
my daughter-in-law likes the gnomes, so we'll do.
We're going to move right on into this wonderful, magnificent outdoor kitchen with a pizza oven. So I'm so excited to show you this. So let's go. Okay, so here we are in this great outdoor kitchen with a pizza oven, and I love the fact that it is covered so you can be out here in weather, whether it's hot or raining. So I want Tim to tell us a little bit about what he's got in his outdoor kitchen.
We love pizza, so I actually found a company in California, and you can design your own. It takes about 3 months, but we designed it. I did kind of went with red and black because Georgia Bulldogs. So I started with this after I got the pavers down. I did this next. Of course, you had to run everything out. I did a 33-degree turn up there and ran it out. But yeah, just wanted to have a pizza house, and my boys actually named her Big Beatrice. So this is Big Beatrice.
Big Beatrice.
Yeah,
Oh, I see the
so
sign
we prep
now.
here. Basically, you can put all your toppings for the pizza right in here. And then my wife's really good at rolling them out. So we roll the pizzas out, try to get 3 or 4 going at a time. This is a refrigerator that's got drinks and Cokes and all, and keep your pizza toppings so that you don't have to run them from the house. So we pretty much keep pepperoni and mozzarella and stuff here full time because we do eat a lot of pizza, so the boys love it. A lot of stuff to store here.
Right.
We also do steaks. We have cast iron here and wine glasses and things
And
too.
this is just a good storage.
Yeah, I got these
Stainless
from
steel
Amazon.
storage.
Yep, stainless steel, and
Uh-huh.
there's lots of cast iron and things that because you can do more in a pizza oven. We do prime rib here all the time,
Uh-huh.
so it's not just for pizza. But and then you got to have a temperature gauge, so it tells the temperature and all. You basically put your fire in there, get it going really well, get it to about 800 or 900 degrees, kind of check your temperature. Then you take a brush and just brush it away and brush things out. That's where you cook your pizza, actually right on there. And when you're 800 degrees, it's only like 2 minutes, 2.5, and you're
Instant pizza.
you're spinning it because the back is against the fire.
Oh,
So you're
okay.
spinning it and then pulling it closer to the front, and then you just slide it out, and then we just line them up here. Got to have a TV too out here while you have guests. We entertain, so it's fun to have people, and everybody likes pizza. So
Yes, everybody loves pizza.
right.
I'm a big pizza fan. I want to come up. I'm ready to come for a pizza night.
yeah, we'll have you and Robert for sure.
So after the pizzas are made and we've eaten them at our dining room table, late night we're going to go hang out at the fire pit. And now we're entering the fire pit area. This is probably one of the favorite places because this to me, it says, let's unwind, let's relax, let's tell some stories, let's kick back, let's have a good time. Tell me about the fire pit.
Yeah, after we eat, usually everybody meanders over here, and it's 6 seats. After eating pizza, you definitely want to come sit here and chill, and it's nice. Solo stoves are the best too because they're smokeless. And having a fire is cool, but when the wind's blowing, it's in your face. But the solo stoves are awesome because they're smokeless.
Okay,
So
I don't know anything about it.
we
so
have
tell me.
several of those on property, so that's
Okay.
a smaller one, but the bigger one's over on the other side. But this one we really like. If you get a solo stove, buy the extra thing around the outside of it because it's good for setting your marshmallows and your drinks and things that when you're sitting around, it's nice to have somewhere to put it,
Yeah.
And I have the sand, of course, there for kind of the fire hazard. And I also keep a fire hydrant. We have a lot of fire hydrants. We have them near the pizza ovens and just different places.
This is awesome, and I love these chairs. This has become very popular. Tell me about, you like the comfort of the Adirondack.
Yeah,
I love
and the
that.
drink holders also.
And the drink
so-
holders on the side. That's
And I
awesome.
made my 16-year-old, he homeschools, and after, this is a big farm, basically, so
Yeah.
we're constantly making him do things. He actually put most of these together one day after school.
What a great thing to teach a kid.
Yeah, there's so much for him to learn here.
So how many acres in all do you
There's
have?
2,400 acres out here in the preserve. I have 15 acres, and then
Okay.
we share the community with the other members.
Okay.
And there's 40 members. But yeah, this is a great area. This is one of the favorite areas. So, but I really want to take you to the best part to me is the shed. So,
Okay.
so if you'll let me take you to the shed.
All right, let's go. So here we are at the shed. Tell me about this.
So this started as just a regular shed from Earth Easy online, and it was just going to be like a little greenhouse because I figured I would be putting some starter plants in there. But as it turned out, my son and I started working on it, and a caretaker we had, Alan, and you gave me the color. This is actually dragon's breath, which is cool because our buildings are that color, because it's gray, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's just different. So it looks good with the black, but and it had the planters and all too. And
I love the planters.
But yeah, it actually, then we stayed consistent with the copper too. But it was, what started out was just going to be a shed, actually came a she shed, a real place you can actually spend the night in. It has heat and air, floors, and Murphy bed that you can fold up, and then different ceiling fans and things that we picked. It turned out pretty cool though.
So you bought this shed, and it was basically an empty slate, just a box on the inside.
It was just, on the inside was supposed to just stay as a little box, but then I went and started putting cedar, and now it's become just a regular, my son sleeps here all the time. So
okay, well, let's open up and take a look. Wow. Oh, and it comes with skylights. Yeah, so I knew I wanted to have it heat and air because of the summers, and so I first came in, and my son and I sprayed a pneumatic thermal insulation. So we sprayed that in there everywhere and waited a day, and then I came back with cedar everywhere. Lee shed. Yeah, this is my wife, Lee shed. So it's not a she shed, it's a Lee shed. So it's a Lee shed.
Did the Murphy bed. Did some Sonos speakers, also did a Sonos record player, but the Sonos Victrola makes a Sonos record player that plays through your Sonos speakers, so it's really cool to come in here and read books and just relax and listen to some old 70s records. So did some sconces, and also these are really cool, and you can get these on Amazon. These little lights they're basically a little fire, but they're imitation, but they charge all day, solar, and at night when it gets dark, they come on and it looks like a little fire, almost like a little lantern. And it's so cool in here because it's just every little detail, everywhere you look, the little sconces beside the bed, the little end tables, and the wagon wheel. And you gotta have a wagon wheel. And then I love the ceiling chandelier, which is also a fan. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but there is a fan spinning in there. So he helped do the floors too. He did the floors with me one day on a Saturday. So. It's like almost a white pine. Yeah. With the cedar walls, and these are unfinished. Yes, right? And I'm not painting. It's not staining them. I want it to look, because I don't want to lose that smell too. You smell that cedar, so you definitely don't want to lose that smell. So the very last thing I want to show you today is a project that Tim and his future daughter-in-law, what's her name? Isabel. Izzy for short. Izzy for short. We'll call it Izzy. Izzy have been working on, and they have created the cutest gnome village. So let's go to the gnome village. And we are entering the gnome village. Awesome! I love it. This is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen in anybody's garden. I know that nobody will have one of these. Yeah. So obviously gnomes have played a big part in this whole garden. As we have come in and gone through the gardens, the different areas, we've seen the bigger gnomes. And now we're at this incredible gnome garden how did you come up with this? So I have 3 boys. I never had girls. My boys are boxers and they do guy stuff. My daughter-in-law is Izzy, and we absolutely adore her. I mean, adore her, and she's become like our child. I actually got into the gnome thing because I was reading online how you have gnomes in the gardens. This actually only took a day and a half. Gotta be kidding me. Nope, I built the box, and once I was done with the box, it was a matter of just putting some topsoil, some compost, and then some potting soil. And I made sure that after reading online, you have to keep everything dwarfed because this is a flower bed you're literally going to maintain. So you have your dwarf junipers, and the grass is Scottish moss, Irish moss. It's funny that I'm hearing myself say this because I knew nothing about this side of stuff. So creeping thyme that falls over the mountains, it'll grow over there. And I didn't want to do too crazy with the houses. And I also did levels of height so it would look more real. And then of course your cobblestone roads, and you start buying the things. It's funny, I actually ordered bigger gnomes at first and didn't realize they weren't to scale. And the gnome placement is definitely, Izzy wouldn't let me do it. She wanted to have her gnomes in certain places, so we let her do that. And at night, this thing is so cool because all the homes are solar and they have a soft yellow light, and it's just enough to make it look like a real village. at night it just comes alive.
Uh-huh.
And none of the stuff will get too big. It'll stay to scale, but you just
Okay.
water it like you would anything else. But
I mean, it's so well done.
thank you.
It's just incredible that you have all the little houses. I mean, I could just see myself as a little gnome walking over that bridge
Yeah.
right over there, coming to, you know,
Yeah,
let's go
or
to-
drinking, because they seem to be all drinking. They're around a fire, they're drinking, so
Yeah.
it's fun. But my youngest one likes to sit out here with me sometimes in the evening and look at it and imagine what it would be like to live in a different world.
Yeah.
You know?
And
So,
it's almost like a different world.
yeah,
You're
Middle
looking
Earth, right?
Yep.
So, in the Hobbits.
with the
yeah.
hobbits.
Yeah, and you know, this stuff is not expensive either. You can get on Amazon and
I mean, what a great
yeah,
hobby.
it's
I
cool.
mean, when you talk about hobby gardens,
yeah.
I mean, this has got to be the funnest hobby garden I've ever seen.
I mean, to come out of the shed and walk into the little garden is cool. So
Yeah.
I tend to stay out here a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to just kind of wrap up because I know I've taken up all your morning. And I'm here again with Tim Gentry. And if you don't know who Mortgage Man is, this is the Mortgage Man.
Loan Velocity.
Loan Velocity.
Thank you for the plug.
You're welcome.
Shameless plug.
So,
No, thank you for coming. And I don't feel worthy to be in your show here.
this is awesome. I think this is probably one of my favorite gardens that I'm going to see this
Thank you.
summer. And the shed is incredible. I mean, who wouldn't want to be out here having pizza
That's right.
and hanging out in the
Pizza
garden
with the gnomes.
and hanging out with the gnomes and, you know, sitting by the fire pit, talking to the chickens.
Talking to the chicken. You got it. You nailed it. That's right. Talking to the chicken.
Talking to the chickens.
Thanks, Dina.
All right, y'all have a good day. And remember, if you want to see more like this, decent art, decentart.com. Thank you.
That's good, Dina. You're natural at this.
Hey.
I got to get some more stuff going. I haven't done carrot. Do you ever do carrots?